Good morning, everyone. Let's please stand for a moment of silence and the pledge. And now the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone. Call our meeting today to order. Approval of minutes for June 28, 2022.
Motion to approve, as presented.
Second.
First and second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much. Commissioners' reports and comments. Vice President Baker.
Just good morning to everyone. Nice turnout here today. See Mr. Patriotic was coming into the room, and now he went back out, so he'll be back in. Just wanted to thank all of those involved out of our early voting centers. Went out and I did my early voting, and candidates and everybody working there just did an awesome job guiding us through the process in there. Just want to pray that they have a great week out there and they're safe. All of the workers, all of our staff, they're doing an exceptional job, and most importantly, want to thank all of the voters that are participating in the process. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kiefer.
Yes, hearty thank you to all of the election workers. I was a poll worker at one time, and it makes for long days, but it's important work. And I know our election board staff does a great job as well. Their integrity is impeccable. I wanted to call attention, recognize Meritus Hospital. I saw that they made a press release recently about their plans to establish a medical school on the campus at Meritus. And I just think that that's a great thing that I hope everyone in local government embraces for our community. It's something that will help all generational strata, students, have an opportunity to learn locally if they choose that field, the job creation that campus will create, not just faculty and teaching staff, but across the strata there. And many times in the community, I know we have issues if we need to see a specialist or a doctor. Sometimes there's a wait period to do that, to get in to see the doctor that you need to. And the article mentioned the shortage that we have here in Washington County alone of doctors and how that could help alleviate that when we can train doctors locally. So I think this is great news for Washington County. We have many different training opportunities for people who are in the medical field, whether it's through HCC locally, Hagerstown Community College, USMH, now Meritus Medical School, phlebotomy, nursing, radiography, physician's assistant, and now physicians. That's a possibility. So I think that's good news for Washington County. Just thank them for their efforts on that. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to piggyback on that. I'd like to thank Mr. Kiefer for bringing that up, and that brings back a great memory for me. I was fishing in the smoke holes in West Virginia back early May, and there was an older couple and a younger guy, and I just got to talking to them. They were from Pennsylvania, and the guy was so excited that he was coming here to be in that program. So I can't remember his name, but I did talk to somebody down there in Smoke Holes, West Virginia, and he had referenced the program that we would be offering here, and he said he was going to be participating in that program, and I did invite him to look me up on county website, and if he chooses to do so, I'd like to bring him in for a meeting and just introduce him to Washington County. So that was a great memory for me and a great contact, and I want to thank Mr. Kiefer for bringing that forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Burkett.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July celebration. My wife and I went to the fireworks down at HCC, and they put on a fantastic show. That's all I have today. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Wagner.
Morning. Sort of echo off of Terry and Wayne over there. The PA program was a huge success, huge waiting list. Shame we can't run more people through it. What they're going to do at Meritus is amazing. It's going to be a heck of a complex. I mean, my last PA I saw was a graduate from our local program. That tells me that he stayed in town. and I know a couple more that are in town from that program, so they're living and working in Washington County. Again, also thank, despite what you think of the sun on my face, it's not from the beach, it's from standing out early voting every day. So, and what they said is absolutely true. That's just dedicated people, long days, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and they got to be there at 6 and leave at 9. Just long days. And the county employees, I see them roll through there all the time, checking on things, making sure everything's working good for them, making sure that the election board doesn't need anything to keep things rolling. So that is really encouraging to see that also. I think that's it for me. I had, we didn't have a meeting since then. Smithburg 90th anniversary parade, huge success. We got Commissioner Klein and I got to do a recognition of their achievements over 90 years. What an asset to Smithburg community. That was a fun parade, actually. So that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. That parade was 90+ degrees that day, so thanks to the fire company for their 90 years. Just want to thank our election workers for early voting. It is looking like it's running smooth, and thanks to all the folks who have voted. You have to the 14th, and election primary day is July 19th. And that concludes my report. We'll now move to staff comments. I think I have Susan Buchanan and Susan Grimes. Please come forward and introduce your matter.
Morning, Susan Buchanan, Director, Office of Grant Management.
Susan Grimes, Director of Business Development.
We're here this morning because the Offices of Grant Management and Department of Business Development would like to announce a new funding opportunity, the Rural Maryland Economic Development Grant Fund. This grant program is funded by the Maryland Department of Commerce through a partnership with the 5 Tri-County councils serving the rural areas of Maryland. The councils are coordinating with local counties to identify projects that will benefit the region. The amount of funding available in the Western Maryland region is $10 million. This afternoon, a press release will go out announcing this new grant program and inviting eligible entities in Washington County to submit proposals. The submitted proposals will then be reviewed and ranked by a review committee composed of county staff, and then we'll bring those projects before this board on August 9th for the final ranking and submittals to Tri-County Council. I'll let Susan Grimes talk a little bit about the types of projects that could be potentially funded.
So the Rural Maryland Economic Development Fund is going to be focused on funding infrastructure projects that will support economic development activity, stimulate private investment, and grow jobs. The eligible uses will include developing public infrastructure to support attraction, retention, and expansion of businesses, purchasing commercial, industrial properties for business parks for attracting, retaining, or expanding businesses, infrastructure projects related to specific industry sectors, workforce development, and the stimulation of entrepreneurship and innovation, as well as planning and feasibility studies. So eligible applicants will include local government entities, institutions of higher education, workforce development organizations, and nonprofit entities. Do you want me to go ahead and go with the deadlines?
Sure.
Okay.
Bring
So
it home.
proposals will be due no later than Tuesday, July 26th by 4 p.m. And then more information on the grant forms are going to be available on the county's website. And then we also have a specific website or email address devoted to this program. And that will be announced in the press release as well.
You're going to do a press release out to the media outlets and on our site too as well. Okay, and
Yes.
the deadline again is?
July 26th at 4 p.m.
That press release is going to go out today, right?
Yes,
Yes.
this afternoon.
Commissioners, any questions for them? Good. What's the total amount of funding we have for that?
For Western Maryland, it's $10 million. For the whole state, it was $50 million.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Is there any other staff reports out in the audience, staff? Okay, hearing none. Mr. Downey, do you have anything?
Nothing this morning.
I do have a question. Western Maryland comprises which counties?
3.
Just 3? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know Frederick was included.
Yeah. Krista?
I do. I have the Washington County Community Health Advisory Committee. requesting the appointment of Melissa Dodge to serve an unfulfilled term from July 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2024 as the Behavioral Health Representative. This is not a paid board.
Yeah, motion to approve.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Krista, anything else?
Yes, I have one more. Historic District Commission requesting approval to appoint Brianna Candelaria, sorry if I butchered that, to serve an unfulfilled term through July 31st, 2024, and this is not a paid board.
Commissioners, thoughts, comments? Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. John, County Administrator?
Thank you, President Klein. Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, everyone. I just have a few things. I do want to thank staff for getting us online this morning. We were having some problems, so I appreciate everyone's patience. Also do want to thank staff, not this past weekend, the weekend before. We had a weather-related situation on a Saturday night down in South County. We had a few roads that were covered with water and covered with mud and all kinds of other things. So our staff was down there on Saturday night and then early Sunday morning getting those cleared, and they've been continuing to work on that. I think there will be some permanent, there's some permanent damage down there, so we will have to work on that, and we'll come back and talk to the commissioners about that. But I wanted to thank staff because that was, again, a Saturday night and Sunday morning they were down there working, so I just wanted to thank them for that. I do have a few items today. I did want to talk about the airport. As you know, the airport director left several months ago, and per my recommendation, the airport was placed under the Division of Public Works. So Andrew Eshelman, the Director of Public Works, has been working closely with staff and with the Airport Advisory Committee at the airport. And I do want to thank the airport staff. The airport staff has been doing a great job. The airport's continuing to run. It's a great gem for us, and the staff is continuing to work hard and get the planes off the ground. So I do want to thank the staff. But what I want to talk to you about today was, after talking to Andrew and working through a number of these issues, it's my recommendation that the airport be permanently placed under the Division of Public Works. Right now, the airport and the airport director report directly to the county administrator, but it's going to be my recommendation that the airport be placed under Public Works, and then obviously the airport director would report to the Director of Public Works, and the Director of Public Works reports to the county administrator. So under this plan, the Director of Public Works will provide operational oversight on major items and focus on supporting capital and technical projects. The airport director would provide leadership, manage daily personnel and operations, and handle business relations and marketing at the airport. So if the board approves this, I'll work closely with the Director of Public Works to review the roles and responsibilities and duties and qualifications to the airport director position, and also take an in-depth review of all the positions at the airport and do a comprehensive plan for the airport moving forward. So it is my recommendation the airport be permanently placed under Public Works, and I would ask for the board's approval.
You know, I'm on that board as a commissioner. I don't vote, but I personally think it's a good plan, and that was consensus of the whole board that they thought it was a good plan. So, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Commissioners, or comments, or is there a motion to approve? Is that your look? Is there a motion to approve it?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second?
Second.
By Charlie, Mr. Burkett. Any further comment? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay,
Aye vote.
thank you very much, and
Thank you
again,
for your
thank you,
work on
thank you
that.
to all the airport staff. Two smaller things, Mr. President. I've been contacted by Andrew Sargent from the Maryland Department of Commerce regarding the Western Maryland Economic Future Investment Board. That's the board that oversees the George Edwards Fund. I think that's what everyone's calling it, the
Kind of
George
the
C. Edwards
nickname
Fund.
for it.
There's another name, but the George C. Edwards Fund. That fund was created by the legislature to assist economic development efforts in Washington, Allegheny, and Garrett counties. The fund will receive $20 million, actually this month, I believe, and then $10 million in each of the next 3 years for a total of $50 million. So the legislation creating the fund for the board calls for one county commissioner representative and one economic development representative from each of the three western counties, Allegheny, Garrett, and Washington. So I wanted to bring that to your attention today. My recommendation is Susan Grimes from our Economic Development, and the County Commissioner. I believe Commissioner Klein had voiced his
Yeah, I've asked if
interest in
I'd be
that.
appointed that and get your support as an executive member of Tri-County Council, which will be monitoring that fund. That would also allow me to help with that. And also, this is an extension of that Western Maryland Economic Commission, which I had served on, which ended, and now the beginning of this new commission. So I ask for your support for my role.
So we'd be looking for a motion to appoint one county commissioner and one economic development, which I recommend
You don't,
Susan
you just
Grimes.
need the motion to appoint a county commissioner and
And
Susan.
I'm recommending Susan Grimes from our business development. That's correct. You can do it all in one motion, or you can do it separately if you want, but
I'd motion to approve Susan Grimes and President Klein.
Second.
I have first and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
okay, thank you.
And most of the meetings probably will be in Cumberland, and I'll let you all know. I'm sure each and anybody that would like to attend can always be sitting in there. There'll be open meetings. I thank you.
Okay, and one more thing. The commissioners, I think, received an email and a request for a letter of support from Apples for Children. They are filing a proposal or an application for a child care entrepreneur program grant through the state of Maryland. The program will target support for individuals to open a registered licensed child care program. So I'm asking for, I guess, a consensus, if the commissioners would consensus to write a letter of support on behalf of Apples for Children.
Okay with me?
Yeah, I'm good.
I see 5 nods. Thank you
Okay,
very
we'll
much.
take care of that. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is citizens' participation. Is there anyone here for citizens' participation? Please come forward. State your name and matter.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Williams from Smithsburg, 11 West Water Street. Full disclosure, I'm a candidate for Commissioner, and my wife's on the school board. A few weeks ago, on June 6th, at the Williamsport Town Council's workshop, Commissioner Burkett announced that the county would have a budget surplus of $21 million. At your last meeting, in his opening comments, Commissioner Wagner raised the question of what to do with the county's large budget surplus. Administrator Martirano stated that income tax figures were still coming in, so I guess the exact amount of the surplus has yet to be determined. Whatever the surplus ends up being, it sounds like it will be large. This morning, I'd like to offer a suggestion for how to use some of those funds. I suggest you consider setting aside some of those dollars to use as leverage to get back more funds from the state. The county often underfunds its portion of state matching grants so that dollars available for Washington County end up going to other counties. For example, according to the county's 2022 Land Preservation Parks and Recreation Plan, county funding for its share of the 60/40 match to purchase easements for agricultural land preservation has, quote, never been plentiful enough to max out the 60/40 grant, end quote. The plan further explains, quote, the more the county commits, the more the state matches, and the more the total dollar amount, the more acreage can be preserved, end quote. Another area where the county historically has lost state dollars is with school capital funding. I suggest using some of the surplus to increase the capital funding set aside for school maintenance and replacement. The county can buy $1 from the state for 29 cents. The state pays 71% of approved construction costs. The county pays 29%. Year after year, the county has failed to take full advantage of the available state capital funding, and dollars earmarked for Washington County have gone elsewhere. The new Built to Learn Act offers another chance for the county to leverage state dollars by supplying a 21% share for a full local match. The Board of Education's 2022 Educational Facilities Master Plan proposes to use Built to Learn Act funds to replace and consolidate 2 elementary schools. However, according to the document, quote, it must be cautioned that without the support of the BOCC through approval of additional capital funding beyond what has already been set aside, this project may not be accomplished and the state funding earmarked for Washington County could be forfeited and returned to the state for use by other counties, end quote. In summary, I suggest using a portion of budget surplus funds to help fully fund the local share of state matching grants for whatever purposes those grants are available, whether it's for land preservation or school construction or for something else. Washington County needs to get back its fair share of state dollars. We shouldn't allow state dollars earmarked for Washington County to end up going to other counties because we're not willing to invest the local share.
Thank you. Is there anyone else for citizens' participation? Hearing none, we have a 10:30 scheduled public hearing. We're a couple minutes early. Commissioners, you okay proceeding a minute or two early?
Sure.
You okay on that? Okay, public hearing application for zoning text amendment RZ 22-001. The purpose of this hearing is public hearing is to hear testimony concerning the matter. The procedure is as follows. We will first have staff introduce the matter, after which the hearing will be open for public comment and testimony. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 3 minutes to testify. After everyone who wishes to speak has done so, the hearing will close. The commissioners may then discuss the issue and take any action they deem appropriate, including adoption or rejection of the proposal, or they may take the issue under advisement and deliberate at a later date. Ms. Baker, would you please introduce the matter?
Good morning, Commissioners. Jill Baker, Director of the Department of Planning and Zoning. Before you today for this public hearing is a text amendment to the Washington County zoning ordinance that deals with uses that are associated with, accessory uses that are associated with educational facility campuses. In 2010, the county adopted a new type of zoning district called Office Research and Technology, which introduced something different to the county in terms of providing campus setting type uses for medical, corporate, technology, and so forth. In 2012, as part of our urban growth area rezoning, we decided to expand that a bit into 2 more districts, the Office Research and Industry and the Education Research and Technology. What we've recently found is that the educational part of those discussions and accessory type uses are very well spelled out within the ERT district, but not so much in the other 2 districts where we are still promoting educational campus facilities. This is simply just a way for us to carry that information through consistently all 3 zoning districts so that it's very clear that these types of uses are permitted as accessory to and even part of these types of facilities. Within your packet and the staff report, you'll find the highlighted pages. Again, it's just basically taking information that already exists in the ordinance and copying it into a couple other zoning districts to make the information a little more clear. This was presented to the Planning Commission, and they voted unanimously in favor of approving the text amendment. I have nothing further to add at this time. I assume you're going to want to open it up to.
Jill, are we?
We will now, yeah, thank you. Yeah, we'll have time for questions in a moment. We'll now open the hearing for public comment. Anyone wishing to testify, please come forward, give us your name and address, and tell us what you would like to know. Any citizens wishing to come forward? Okay, hearing none. Commissioners, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Jill, I mean, I know I was there when the planning commission, we did this, but I don't know if a question was asked, and I think it's pretty straightforward, but was ever at any time any of the educational facilities consulted, like HCC that does medical, or any of the things that do medical, does that affect anybody by doing this at all?
Yes, this was actually prompted by a group interested in starting a medical campus facility. And we're asking questions about student dormitories and things like that. And I feel confident that the ordinance still allows for that, but to be very clear and open and transparent, we felt like this amendment was a quick and easy way to make sure that they had a very good comfort level with that statement.
I know there was no feedback, but have you your office, anybody from any educational, medical, anything this would pertain to ever, have you guys gotten any questions or things that could handicap their existing programs?
No, this is to expand. This is
Okay.
really to, an ability to expand their programs. Most campuses right now, like I said, they're really set to their own businesses and their own business styles. But what this does is, again, it expands their flexibility in how they do their business.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioners, any other questions? If not, the public hearing is now concluded. Commissioners, comments, what action would you like to take?
Do you need a motion?
If you want
Motion to
proceed?
approve the change.
motions
I
or
would caution a consensus so that we could, do we do findings of
back for the
fact on
ordinance
text? We don't.
after
I'm
that?
sorry, never mind.
No, but
Never mind.
it may be a good idea to do a consensus, and then we'll bring in a final ordinance for adoption.
Let's do a consensus,
I'm good.
Commissioner.
I'm good.
Two, there's three, four, there's five consensus. Thank you. We're a little ahead of schedule. Next up is agriculture faces of farming presentation. If you're ready, we'll move forward.
Good morning, Commissioners. Susan Grimes, Director of Department of Business Development, and with me I have Leslie Hart.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Business Development Specialist. Today is Faces of Farming. It's always my favorite time of the month. We have two to roll out for you today, but just as a reminder, the Faces of Farming program is designed as a marketing and advertising program campaign for our community. It focuses on 2 farms a month. And this particular month, we have 2. One is Milk and Honey Farm in the Smithsburg area, and the other one is Cool Hollow Flower Farm from the Hagerstown area. And we have a little something for each of you from the Cool Hollow Flower Farm that you can enjoy. I'll just go ahead and proceed. Just one quick shameless plug. Fair does start this week. I hope to see you all at the Ag Expo and Fair. And public relations, if you can roll that beautiful bean footage.
We're John and Dory Gopal. We own and operate Milk and Honey Farms here in Smithsburg, Maryland. We produce over 100 different types of produce and flower crops, from leafy greens like lettuce, kale, collards, and chard, to tomatoes and potatoes and onions and flowers. So you can find us every Tuesday at the Boonesboro Farmers Market from 4 to 7. And then we also, we do the Smithsburg Market once a month, and we do a 20-week community-supported agriculture program, a CSA program. But having a CSA program is a little more involved. Basically, it's a great way for people to invest in your farm in the wintertime.
So we do kind of a smaller scale CSA than what a lot of farms tend to do, because we've found from over the years that our customers find it more approachable to do sort of a smaller one. So you get anywhere from 4 to 6 items of seasonal veggies. So basically whatever's fresh and harvested that week, that's what you're getting in your bag. It's pretty wonderful.
Yeah, it's been pretty great. The county themselves and the local offices have been very generous in their advertising for local markets.
Sending along anything they might think that we could benefit from, whether that be grant programs or events that are coming up that we might want to be a part of.
So many networking opportunities to introduce us to the people who are our direct consumers. So it's been really crucial to take advantage of these events. Land development is an extreme issue, especially along the 70 and 81 corridor. There are going to be many, many rural properties that are pinched and squozen, and there's going to be a lot of farmers bought out in order to create these large warehouses and other, shopping areas. Yeah, or housing. And we see the area growing as a good thing, but we also need to preserve productive soil.
Well, we really enjoy it, firstly. And we're hoping that people continue to see the benefit of local small-scale agriculture like what we do. We have the great fortune of being able to get to know our community in a unique and wonderful way that a lot of larger scale farmers or retailers don't get to see. So we can see what Washington County wants and needs and kind of provide that.
Hey, nice, thank you. Very good. Got another one coming.
I'm Laura Zimmerman, and my farm is Cool Hollow Flower Farm. Yeah, we have 13 acres, but what's under cultivation for the flower farm is less than an acre. It does not take very much space to grow a large amount of flower. Other farmers, especially produce farmers, is what we have the most overlap with. But a large-scale farmer that's growing corn and soybeans, what we have, I guess, in common is just being held hostage by the weather, worrying about getting our crops in before rain, worrying about excessive heat, worrying about not having enough rain or too much rain. Just the same things that all farmers worry about. Working long hours, harvesting with, we harvest with headlamps when the days get shorter, make connections with a lot of other flower farmers during that time. So most of my product is in the hands of designers and florists. I'm a part of a large, about 20 farm co-op that's out of Northern Virginia, and we deliver once or twice a week down to Northern Virginia, and then our product is divided up to all the florists and designers that order and it's delivered then to all of those locations. And I deliver to florists and designers from all the way up in Gettysburg down to DC. We continue to protect the land, that we continue to value farmers, that we value the food that comes to us from a close location rather than far locations on big farms, in the Midwest. We can't eat if we don't have farmers.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Enjoy the flowers.
Next on our agenda, Annual Conservation Awards. Absent Mr. Elmer.
So we have two awards today. The first being the 2021 Outstanding Cooperator Award, and the second being the 2021 Outstanding Contractor Award. Our District's Board of Supervisors Vice Chairman, J.D. Reinhardt, is here today to present the Outstanding Cooperator Award. And by the way, that presentation was going to be very hard to top. I guess next time we'll have to bring a steak for everyone.
Oh, we could reschedule you quickly.
Or some apples.
Quickly. Oh, good point.
Peach season.
There you go.
Please continue.
Okay, so.
Do you guys want us to read?
Yeah, come up, make a little presentation from there, and then we'll do presentation here and photographs here.
Wonderful.
So whoever you have, come forward.
So go ahead and.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is J.D. Reinhardt. I am President of Reinhardt Orchards, and I am the Vice Chair of the Washington County Soil Conservation District. I am here to present Dwayne Coulter, Hidden Valley Farm, for the 2021 Outstanding Cooperator. Dwayne Coulter, owner of Hidden Valley Farm, is this year's Outstanding Cooperator Award recipient. Hidden Valley Farm is a commercial Angus beef farm located in Boonesboro, Maryland. The farming operation consists of 140 acres of owned and leased land. Hidden Valley Farm consists of approximately 125 head of cattle, ranging from cow-calf pairs to grain-finished beef. Hidden Valley Farm sells retail beef directly to its customers. For many years, Dwayne Coulter has sustainably raised beef cattle on pasture by using rotational grazing practices. In 2017, Dwayne purchased a farm on Park Hall Road and immediately sought to work with the Soil Conservation District to provide his valuable natural resources, to protect his valuable natural resources, After purchasing the farm, Dwayne converted crop fields to permanent pasture and improved existing pasture fields. Dwayne has added 9,070 feet, 1.7 miles of pasture fence. Of this fence, Dwayne has installed a stream crossing, 7 livestock watering facilities, and 2,175 feet of associated pipeline. These projects assisted in eliminating cattle from the streams on the farm. Most recently, Hidden Valley Farm finished construction of an 8,200 square foot roofed heavy-use feeding building and a 3,024 square foot roofed ag waste storage structure. These structures allow the farm to protect its pastures and feed cattle under roof as weather conditions warrant. In addition to the roof structures, Dwayne installed other supporting best management practices to stabilize cattle walkways and reduce stormwater runoff. Dwayne is continuing to work with the Soil Conservation District, and plans are in place to add more best management practices in the future. On behalf of the District Board of Supervisors for the Washington County Soil Conservation District, I would like to recognize and present this award to Dwayne Coulter, Hidden Valley Farm, 2021 Outstanding Cooperator for outstanding efforts in the conservation and wise use of soil, water, and related natural resources.
Okay. Would you bring Mr. Coulter up to the microphone? And we'll get
I
some
also
words
want to
from you, and then
add-
we'll do a presentation and photos.
I also want to add the Natural Resources Conservation Service engineering technician that designed all the work and monitored the construction with Dwayne, Derek Haynes, he is here as well.
A few words from you, and then we'll do the.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And I know I've been busy, but it sounds like I've been very busy. I want to thank the county, state, feds. It makes it a lot easier to do the right things when financially you're being supported. So I just want to say thank you to the county and at the other levels, and to the office, and Derek, and for everyone for being so helpful.
Very good.
In making this happen.
Join us for a picture. You can bring anyone else there, Derek, with you.
Okay.
All right, get right in there. In the center. JD, why don't you get on the other side? Yeah, you get in the center here. Okay. I'll allow you to go first.
The 2021 Outstanding Cooperator, Dwayne Coulter, Hidden Valley Farm, for our outstanding efforts in the conservation and wise use of soil, water, and related natural resources, presented by the Washington County Soil Conservation District. Congratulations.
On behalf, that was a good idea Commissioner Baker had, by the way. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Board of County Commissioners, we'd like to issue this certificate of recognition to Dwayne Coulter, Hidden Valley Farm. The Board of Commissioners, in recognition of your receipt of the Outstanding Cooperator Award for 2021 by the Washington County Soil Conservation District, offers our sincerest congratulations on this accomplishment. This award is a notable achievement demonstrating your commitment to the conservation of soil, water, and related natural resources in Washington County. Thank you, and we wish the best of luck to you in your future endeavors. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. And let's get a group picture with the commissioners. If you're in the center, Mr. Reinhardt, please come up. Operated or not. Hold them proud.
Hey, good to see you. Hey, good to see you, Terry. Morning.
Morning. Thank you.
Wayne.
Reinhardt, you can't shake, that's okay.
Too many awards to hold.
I'm very blessed.
Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all for your assistance.
Please continue.
Our next award recipient this morning for the 2021 Outstanding Contractor is Potomac Excavating. Potomac Excavating has shown true care and concern for projects and their associated environmental and conservation impacts and end results. They are always very effective in communication with the Soil Conservation District and are quick to act if the need occurs and as requested. Potomac Excavating is certainly an example to others and has always shown through its cooperation, understanding, and following through. They have been and continue to be a pleasure to work with. On behalf of the District Board of Supervisors for the Washington County Soil Conservation District, I would like to recognize and present this award to Potomac Excavating, 2021 Outstanding Contractor, for outstanding efforts in the conservation and wise use of soil, water, and related natural resources. Accepting today for Potomac Excavating is Mark Polodinsky. If I did not pronounce that correctly, I
Mark, come
apologize.
forward and have a couple comments, and then we'll do the presentation.
I'd like to speak for Potomac Excavating as a whole. I'd like to say we're thankful to accept that award and very pleased.
Thank you very much. Now we'll.
We present this award for the 2021 Outstanding Contractor for Potomac Excavating. Again, for outstanding efforts in the conservation and wise use of soil, water, and related natural resources. Congratulations.
Washington County Commissioners, this certificate of recognition for Potomac Excavating, the Board of County Commissioners, in recognition you received the Outstanding Contractor Award for 2021 by the Washington County Soil Conservation District, offers our sincerest congratulations on this accomplishment. This award is a notable achievement demonstrating your commitment to the conservation of soil, water, and related natural resources in Washington County. Thank you and best of luck in your future endeavors. Congratulations and thank you. And the official picture here. And you got two of them. Good job.
1, 2, 3.
And we'll walk this way, Commissioner. Would you join us, please? You're right in the center now. You get right next to it. Right here in the center. Right there. Right at the top.
So it's not signed.
Yeah,
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Makes it easier.
All right, that's very nice, Dee. Thank you. Tell them
Thank
what
you
we
very
were
much. And
asking
again,
about him.
I'll do a statement next time.
Okay, you'll be back soon. Next on the agenda, contract award, PUR 1541. Mr. Curry, I think I saw him come in. Yes, sir, there you are. Please introduce yourself and the matter.
Good morning, Rick Curry, Director of Purchasing.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Weber, Deputy Director, Wireless Communications.
Coming before you is Contract Award PUR 1541,
consultant to develop performance specifications, provide technical assistance for a countywide local government public safety radio system. Recommendation move to award a contract to the subject services to ACD Telecom LLC of Lake Mary, Florida, based on this proposal dated June 6, 2022, for the lump sum amount of $224,008.05. And the service is contingent upon the firm being registered and providing proof of being in good standing with the Department of Assessment and Taxation. Just want to also point out that the contract includes a 30-day contract negotiation that will start after the vendor has been approved by the County Selection Committee. If negotiations go beyond the 30-day mark, ACD Telecom will charge $175 an hour plus expenses in addition to the contract amount, which is a typo on the ARF. Should be $224,008.05. Basically, they're going to evaluate the existing system, make recommendations to improve the system, which will include for encompassing the county government, fire, and emergency services. As you can see in the ARF, how the RFP was advertised on the local media, various websites, number of individuals who downloaded the document, firms who attended the pre-conference, the number of proposals received, and the proposals that were considered to be responsive that were evaluated, and the titles of the individuals who served on the coordinating committee. And there are funds for this project in the CIP account, and we have concurrences from the coordinating committee, and you also have the price metric from the other proposers. Are there any questions?
Commissioners, comments, questions?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second? A first, second, any further comments, questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much.
Commissioners.
Next up, Mr. Curry, welcome back. Bid award, PUR 1552. Please introduce yourself in the matter.
Again, Rick Curry, Director of Purchasing.
We have Mr. Mason joining us. Thank you.
Good morning, Dave Mason, Deputy Director, Solid Waste.
Subject before you is bid award PUR 1552 for mattress and bid-based removal, disposal, recycling. Motion is to award the mattress and bid-based removal, recycling, disposal, recycling for Department of Solid Waste to responsive bidder, Turbo Hall Incorporated of Annapolis Junction, Maryland, who submitted a total bid price in the amount of $832.53 per ton. This will be a as-needed call contract. The county will call the vendor within 2 days. There will be no holiday or Saturday services. No Saturday or Sunday or holiday service, excuse me. This is a one-year contract that has an escalation clause that we will look at the CPI, and based upon the department's budget, if it warrants, the vendor could get an increase, but it will not exceed 3%. This is a 3-year contract, will commence technical on July 1st, with 2 one-year approvals. The vendor has to request that approval. You can see how the bid was advertised on the various websites, along with the newspaper, and also there's a fiscal impact for the budget for this project. And we have the division director concurrences for the project. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I kind of have two. So how many tons do you anticipate per year this company hauling?
Well, that's a tough question, because currently, until we approved a separate fee for mattresses, we couldn't really track how many mattresses were coming in. They were just within the general trash. So we are anticipating, just kind of based on some estimates, we're in the neighborhood of 70, 100 tons. Could easily be well above that.
Right. And then the other thought that I had, how many mattresses in a ton? Depending on the size of the mattresses, I understand.
Well, that's the key question. I mean, are you talking a twin, or are you talking a California king?
Right. So I was just kind of curious.
I ran those numbers somewhere.
Okay.
Dave, what do we do with mattresses now?
They just get landfilled.
So this could extend the life of the landfill as well.
Extend the life of the landfill. This also will help our Maryland Recycling Act numbers, which have been down lately. So this is just one of the many programs we're trying to, create to help recycling.
Good.
Any other comments? Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
First or second?
Second.
First and second, any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. 5-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Go ahead of schedule. Scott Hobbs, I believe you're next. Construction bid award, tree planting contracting. Thank you, gentlemen.
Good morning, Scott Hobbs, Director of Engineering. I'm here to recommend the board award the bid for the fall 2022 tree planting contract to the lowest responsible bidder, Conservation Services of Waynesboro, Virginia, in the amount of $215,224. The project was advertised in the Herald Mail, on the county's website, and on email Marketplace Advantage. One bid was received on Wednesday, June 15th. The bid's been evaluated and the low bid's in order. The engineer's estimate for the work was $220,000. The project involves planting trees in various locations throughout Washington County on public school properties. This best management practice is a cost-effective measure to fulfill the MS4 permit requirements for water quality. Project is a 90 consecutive day calendar contract with anticipated notice to proceed in August 2022 and completion in November of 2022. It also includes liquidated damages, the amount of $100 per calendar day for work beyond the completion date. Project will utilize funds from the Stormwater Retrofits account, DNG 039. And we've provided some aerial maps of all the locations in the county. We've reviewed this with the facilities office for WCPS and found the locations to, again, meet our goals and requirements for the MS4 permits. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
A first and a second. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you.
Next up, construction bid award, Shellwater Road. Welcome back. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Scott Hobbs, Director of Engineering. Recommend the board award the bid for the Showalter Road at Creighton Boulevard Signal Intersection Improvement Contract to the lowest responsible bidder, C. William Hetzer of Hagerstown, in the amount of $661,660. The project was advertised in the Herald Mail, on the county's website, and email Marketplace Advantage. One bid was received on June 22nd. The bid was evaluated and the bid is in order. The engineer's estimate for the work was $650,000. Project involves the installation of a new traffic signal and associated equipment, milling and overlay, paving work, pavement markings at the intersection of Showalter Road and Creighton Boulevard. The project is a 275 consecutive calendar day contract with anticipated notice to proceed in August and a completion date in the spring of 2023. Project also includes liquidated damages in the amount of $250 per day for work beyond the completion date. There are no anticipated full road closures for the project. The project will utilize CIP accounts RDI 065 and EQP 052 in the CIP budget. Any questions?
Commissioners?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, 2021 Building Code Review Committee. Mr. Eichelberger, please introduce yourself in the matter. Thank you, Scott.
Morning, Commissioners. Rich Eichelberger, Director of Permits and Inspections. Here today is for approval of the proposed Building Code Review Committee members to assist with the review of the 2021 Building Code in preparation for local adoption. 2021 code adoption as required by the state includes state building performance standards and Washington County's local amendments. Local amendments allow for some modifications to the new codes to meet local conditions and for consistency and coordination with customers as well as external agencies. Local amendments will be the result of the work of this committee. It's anticipated that the state of Maryland will adopt the Maryland Building Performance Standards, become effective September of this year. Local jurisdictions are required to adopt the local amendments as needed to meet the needs of that jurisdiction within 12 months of the state adoption. The committee will provide review of the state adopted codes and provide recommendations to the commissioners for final approval. The goal is to complete this process and adoption for implementation by July of 2023. As with prior code cycles, the committee will consist of various government design and construction representatives. Purposes of review is to consider safety, consistency, common sense, and customer service across the agencies that relate to Washington County. As a side note, the plumbing, mechanical, and electrical codes will be reviewed by the members of their respective boards. This is a budgeted committee expense with approximately $5,500 for committee and board member code books. I've also included the review committee as proposed. I want to thank those who have volunteered to serve on this board. All of these folks, with the exception of one, have returned from previous code review committees. They're very committed. Just real quickly, Mike Gear of BFM, Dan Matonic, structural engineer, Matonic and Associates, Les Grimm with LS Grimm Consulting for mechanical. Home builder is Carl Vogel with Oliver Homes. We also have City of Hagerstown Representative Blaine Mound, who is their chief code official, State Fire Marshal, which is the change this year. Larry Eisminger had been a member of this review committee for multiple years, or multiple cycles. He retired, so Joe Goodrich, their fire inspector, will be on the board this time, and then the rest are staff members, county staff members who are normally involved in this process. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, 5-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Next up, FY24 Family Law Fund. Please introduce yourselves in the matter.
Good morning. Kristen Grossnickel, Circuit Court Administrator.
Nicole Phillips, Grant Manager, Office of Grant Management.
We're here this morning to ask for approval for the submission of the fiscal year 24 Family Law Fund application in the amount of $392.68 and to accept any awarded funding. This grant program provides funds from the Department of Juvenile and Family Services Grant Program of the Maryland Judiciary each year to Washington County Circuit Court to deliver appropriate services available for low-income families who appear before the court to resolve family legal matters. Each court within the state of Maryland is required by Maryland Rule 16307 to have a Family Support Services Division to implement the goals and objectives as set forth by DJFS.
Through the Department of Family Services Grant Program, the following services are funded in the Washington County Circuit Court. Salary and fringe benefits of the Family Support Service Coordinator and Permanency Planning Liaison, Family Law Advice Clinic, and as funding allows, family services programs such as parent education classes, custody evaluations, children's attorney, mental health/substance abuse evaluations, parenting coordinators, alternative dispute resolution/mediation, as well as supervised visitation. The Office of Grant Management has reviewed the grant funding guidelines. This grant is an annually occurring grant. The funder does cap pay increases at 3.5%. So if there are any pay increases in FY24 in excess of 3.5%, the Circuit Court would need to allocate funds within its approved budget for this expense. This provides $392,068 for the Washington County Circuit Court Family Court Program. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
First and second, any other questions? None, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next up, Community Legacy Grant. Jennifer Kinzer, please introduce yourself in the matter.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jennifer Kinzer, Deputy Director, Department of Planning and Zoning. This morning, I'm here on behalf of the Department of Planning and Zoning, to request permission to submit a grant application to the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development's Community Legacy Grant Program on behalf of Cascade Properties LLC. They're requesting $275,000 to assist with the cost of rehabilitating Building 305 on the former Fort Ritchie Military Base to facilitate future development. The total project cost is estimated at $332,000. Cascade Properties LLC purchased the former Fort Ritchie property on April 7th, 2021. The new owner is proposing the rehabilitation project that includes Building 305, situated adjacent to the Fort Ritchie Museum, which was used by the U.S.-born Japanese soldiers for translating documents during World War II. The building would be used for non-residential purposes, providing a space for an artisan village to be established for local artists to showcase their work. The building also contains a recently discovered World War II era wall mural. I think that was included in your packet and is on the screen now. Due to the deteriorating condition of the building, the purpose of the grant is to replace the roof, windows, and doors of the building while upgrading the electrical and plumbing systems. This is a shovel-ready project with immediate access to utilities and prepared construction estimates. The Office of Grant Management has reviewed the request, grant funding guidelines, and provided supporting documentation. The grant does not require any matching funds from the county, but does require that the county and Cascade Properties LLC execute an MOU outlining each party's roles and responsibilities related to this project. If awarded, the matter will be brought before the board to obtain approval to accept the funding and enter into an agreement with Cascade Properties LLC. The performance period for this grant is October 1, 2022 through December 31st, 2023, and there are no unusual conditions or other requirements associated with the grant. If awarded, grant funds will provide up to $275,000 for the building rehabilitation, and Cascade Properties LLC will be responsible for any amount over that.
So basically, we had approved the fund, and then they come back with a MOU outlining all their procedures and mechanic moving forward.
Yes.
I'll motion to approve.
Is first or second? First, second, any other conversation, questions, comments? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Commissioners.
Next up, budget adjustment. David Hayes, is he around? Okay, we'll move on to Kelsey. Would you be ready? Please introduce yourself in the matter.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kelsey Mace, Interim Chief Financial Officer. Before you today, I'm bringing in a budget adjustment to properly record the settlement and disposal of the 80 West Baltimore Street property. This budget adjustment does not change the total project budget for the relocation, but changes the funding source and adds an appropriation from the general fund to match the proper accounting treatment of the settlement. So basically, the disposal of the asset needs to be recorded in the general fund, and this allows me to do that and then transfer the funds into the project.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
First and second, any other comments? If not, all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you.
Continuing to, thank you, Kelsey. Moving forward, I don't see, take a short recess till some of the folks arrive.
What time is Dave supposed to be here?
Brief recess for about 5 to 10 minutes to, I guess, they're
Yeah, I mean, I know the Commission on Aging they wanted to be last on our agenda because they had some things going on, so
We'll wait.
I would assume Dave will be here any minute.
For a while.
How long's the closed session going to take?
It's on live. Welcome back, everybody. Dave Hayes, please come forward. If you're a budget adjustment, please introduce yourselves in the matter.
Good morning, David Hayes, Director of Emergency Services. I'm here to do a budget adjustment from our FY22 operating budgets specific to the controllable assets that we were not able to finish purchasing before June 30, which is a requirement under operating budgets, and we're looking to transfer $144,750 from our controllable assets out of FY22 into a capital fund for the purchase of those projects. The items in question are 2 enclosed trailers, a UTV for the Public Safety Training Center, an air cart, which is to replace air-powered supplied for one of the rescue squads. That is a result of upgrading the SCBA, and then the inflatable RAS for the Swiftwater program. If you want the itemized listing of those, I could try to do better than that. But the money is available in our FY22 controllable assets. We want to move that to our CIP so we can execute the purchase in FY23.
Commissioners, thoughts, comments?
Motion to approve.
Second.
First and second, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, American Rescue Plan Act, Amy Olak, please come forward. Any guests that you want to be introduced?
Hello, gentlemen. Thank you. For this time, I have Bill Beard, the treasurer of our board, with me today. And as you've seen the agenda report, I came before the county commissioners in December for the matching approval amount for the American Rescue Funds. And since that time, have gone back to the state for their obligation to meet a portion of that, which is $11,201, which they have now provided. And so the request for the matching funds would be reduced by that amount. I come with the request to transfer that $11,201 to be utilized for the Senior Fit building, which we hope will be open in fall of this year. And so we have a couple things that are necessary for that building, for the safety of that building, some upgrades, some spouting that needs to be removed and replaced so it is not draining onto the handicap parking spaces, because currently that's where it's draining to, and I have photos if you'd like to see that. Also, the server upgrade so that the cameras can be installed for the safety of that parking area as well. And then once we get the spouting replaced, the remainder would be used for a router so that individuals would have Wi-Fi in that space while they're working out in that Senior Fit building.
Okay.
So,
Commissioners, any thoughts, comments? Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
First and second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. 5-0, thank you very much.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for rearranging your schedule. I know you wanted before 10 or after 1. We couldn't accommodate either one of those, so.
Commissioners, motion to go into closed session. Yes.
Motion to go in closed.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 5-0, closed session we go.